Hey Jill, Jill, I'm on the way home from work. See, it's so dark when I get off. It is so dark. That's why I haven't been. I've been exercising in the morning. Dark. It's dark, dark, dark. What are you guys doing? I'll be home in a few minutes, and I might walk because the streets are well lit. But it's like it's so early, but it feels so late. So I exercise in the morning, get off, and I've been coming. I walked yesterday because I was off. It was the weekend, but I'm gonna try and walk. I may walk this evening. It just depends on what the traffic is like. But it seems like it's getting dark even earlier than before. Hey, cool gamer, I'm about to eat and get ready for work tomorrow. Yes, Jill, I know, and it's like usually 6:15. I'm not getting ready for work the next day, but this time change, I'm telling you. I enjoy it though. I enjoy this time of year when the time changes like this. And when it finally starts to cool off and starts to feel so good outside, I do enjoy it. Yeah, it's dark and it's like when I get home, I feel like, okay, it's dark. I don't know. I can walk in the dark. Like I said, the area is well lit, but it just, oh, I don't know. It's just I got to get used to it. I got to get used to the time change because before I started going live, I was walking and I could walk. I would walk, but I was on a different shift at work. So even when it was like during the fall, I could walk and it would still be daylight. But now it is dark. It is completely dark. It is. And you get home and you just almost feel like just kicking off your clothes, getting in the shower, getting something to eat, and just chilling out, just relaxing and chilling. So, Jill, what you got planned? What's the menu, Jill? What is on your Thanksgiving menu for this week? Are you and your girls, are you guys celebrating Thanksgiving together? If so, what's the plan? What's on the menu? Are you doing something? Are you doing traditional? Are you doing something different? Are you doing soups and beef stews and things of that nature? Are you doing seafood? Jill, do you eat seafood? You're gonna go live over some mod stuff, but I'm tired. I saw that. Was that was that a reminder that you had put out? Jill says I'm keeping it simple, small and simple. Me too, Jill. Small and simple. Greens, collard greens, and turnip greens. Um, I'm gonna make a green bean casserole because a lot of my family love green bean casserole. So I'm gonna do collards and turnips. I might mix them. Hadn't decided yet, but I might keep them separate because everybody doesn't like turnips. Like almost everybody in my family loves collard greens, but everybody doesn't like turnips. So I'll keep them separate so that they can pick and choose. And if they want to mix them, they can mix them. But we gotta do a green bean casserole. But other than that, it's mac and cheese, candied yams, turkey and dressing. It's simple, 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 simple. Okay, you're allergic. I thought, okay, I remember you saying that now. I remember because I know I never see you do, other than like, you do flounder and stuff like that, right? Like you do fish, but not the shellfish, right? I know. I thought now that you say it, I remember you like telling us one day when we were talking about that. Some people were saying that they might take a little Benadryl. They'll take a little Benadryl and then they'll go ahead and eat their shellfish. It's that simple. I don't know what I'm. That's it's just that simple. Just a regular old traditional simple turkey and dressing. I cooked my cornbread last night because you got to let that cornbread sit. You got to let that cornbread sit for like 2 to 3 days You got to let that cornbread sit. If you want that good dressing, that good cornbread dressing, you got to let it sit. Lord, I can't type cooking. Hey, retirement days, how are you? Welcome to the live. I'm riding and talking today. I'm hands free, so I'm not holding the phone, and I'm kind of looking. It's not the traffic is not bad, thank goodness. But y'all know if I'm not paying attention to the comments, I'm paying attention to the road. But yeah, um, it's just simple. Greens are simple. Mac and cheese is simple. Candied yams, turkey and dressing. Now for Christmas, I'm debating. I think I might want to do soups again for Christmas. I think we're gonna do maybe taco soup, chili, beef stew, uh, and maybe cabbage soup. I think we're gonna have a table of soups. Jill says, "Hey, retirement days." Yes, hey, retirement days. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome you and Jill both to the live. I appreciate you ladies for coming through. Wait a minute. I said ladies, retirement days. Are you a man or a lady? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to check. You know what? I need to make sure I'm still subscribed to you because when you came into the chat a few lives ago, I went and subscribed, but I didn't check the videos out because I think I had just got done walking. So I jumped in the shower and I did get a chance to. So if I'm not subscribed to you, I would definitely most likely I am. And I just hadn't seen the videos yet. I know I haven't looked at your videos because when I saw you, I was walking and like I said, I got done, I got in the shower. I think I ate and went to sleep. That's what I've been doing lately. And see, I've been going to sleep a lot earlier because it feels like it's late. It looks like it's late. It doesn't really feel like it's late. She's a lady. Okay, thank you, Jill. Thank you. Because I went over to the channel and usually when I see people come into my live, depending on what I'm doing, I may subscribe and then go back. I don't always look. So I know the last couple of times she's come in, the very first time I went and I subscribed. But y'all know how they do. Sometimes they unsubscribe. And I'm like, it's not even like I'm like, why are you doing this? You haven't given me time to like really get to know to know the person yet or to get any notifications. So what I'm gonna do is start making a conscious effort that when somebody comes into my chat who is new to my channel, I'm gonna go and even if I have to do something and leave them playing, I'm gonna go and leave them playing. So that way I'll know. Because I think that's what it is. As soon as we subscribe to each other, sometimes they'll they'll unsubscribe you. They'll unsubscribe you, and it's got to be YT doing it because I don't do it. There are people on here like Joshua. They unsubscribed me from Joshua before. They've unsubscribed me from Sonya before. And then y'all know one for the longest, me and Sonya couldn't even communicate with, at one point. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make a conscious effort that when someone comes in, and a lot of times, you know, I would have my other phone with me so that I could go and subscribe to somebody then, but I don't have it sometimes. Lately, I haven't been having it. So I'm just going to have to make sure I do it because I appreciate everybody who comes in and supports me. And I appreciate everybody who comes in and just chit chat. Just like Triple Headed Goddess just came into the live. Hey, sis. Hey, Triple Head. What you got going on, Triple? What you cooking, Triple? It's Thanksgiving. What's up? What's up? What's up? Triple says, "Hey, Lions Pride chat. They got me blocked out unspoken chat. Why? I thought y'all had gotten. She saw you the other day, Triple. I thought she saw you the other day. Were you on the Confident Soul? Because I thought you were under your Triple Headed Goddess channel. Oh, that music, y'all. I'm sorry. Is that music too loud? I'm just not realizing how loud it is. It's not on high. Let me put it like on like 4 or 5. Jill says, "Hey, Triple. Oh, you were on the Confident Soul. Okay, okay. I know. I thought I heard them call your name. Yeah, I thought I heard them call your name. I wonder. I don't know, Triple. Sometimes I think didn't she say she checked and she didn't see that you were blocked? I don't know what's going. Sometimes I was just talking about that. My moderator Sonya, for the longest, What was it? I think I could see her in the lives, but when the live ended and she left a comment, I could see the comment, but I couldn't heart it. It was like I would heart it and it would go away. And I would try to reply to it and it wouldn't let me. And she was my moderator. She's still my moderator, but that was going on and she was my moderator. Oh, okay, Triple, I got you. Triple says I don't celebrate the holidays, but I'm cooking a small meal for dinner. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Hey, Sonya. Sonya, we spoke you up. We spoke you up. We spoke you up. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope you guys have gotten a great start to your week. I hope that for those of you who work today, I know Monday can be hard for some people at work. So I hope that you had a good Monday. I hope that the day was easy breezy. But guess what? Even if you had a rough day, the day, I'm sure you've clocked out by now. And if you haven't clocked out by now and you're working like the evening shift, hey, don't let it get you down. Go in there, make that money, do those hours, get you some sleep and start all over. Get you some sleep and start all over. I say this all the time. A lot of times people, they dread Mondays. I love Mondays. I love every day that God allows me to see. You know, Mondays can be hard depending on the type of work that you do, but I love every Monday. What's up, Looney Melodies? What's up, bro? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, Looney. Looney, what you doing, Looney? You cooking? You cooking for Thanksgiving, Looney? Or you doing like Triple? Triple says she's cooking a small meal. She doesn't really celebrate the holidays. You just got off. I hear you. I hear you. See, you made that shift. It's over with. Tomorrow's Tuesday. It's a holiday week. The next thing you know, it'll be Thursday. Who shops on Black Friday? Or do you guys shop from home? Like, do you shop? Do you go out and shop? Do you get in all that traffic and all that noise and in the hustle and bustle of Black Friday? Or do you wait for Cyber Monday? You know, or do you just get online on Friday and shop? Yes, Jill, you got to go in there. You got to be grateful. You got to be thankful for Monday, just like every other day. You know, it can be challenging, but any day of the week can be challenging. Any day of the week can be challenging. Any day of the week can be challenging. You just got to, hope and pray for the best. Do the things that you can do to make your day go good, to make it go as well as possible. You know, if you see somebody else having a bad day at work, try to lift them up, try to encourage them to get through the day. The same way you would like for someone to encourage you. Does it mean someone's going to encourage you? No, it doesn't. But hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. Hey, Joshua, welcome to the live. Luna says, Triple, what's up, friend? Joshua just came into the live. What's going on, Joshua? Joshua, I think I talked to you and asked you what you were doing for hey Spiky. Welcome, Spiky. How are you, Spiky? Spiky and Joshua, y'all welcome. Come on in here. Come on in here. What y'all doing for Thanksgiving? Who's cooking? Who's cooking? Who's going out to eat? Who's going to family? I know a lot of us like to go to family. We got Big Mama or we got Auntie. You know, they cook and we don't have to cook. They usually cook enough food for us to go over there and chill out, eat, kick it, have some fun, hang out, play some games, and even take a plate home. Even take a plate home. Well, that's how I like to do it. I like to take me a plate home sometimes. Welcome, Spiky. Jill says, hey, Joshua and Spiky. Yeah, but you know, y'all make sure you enjoy yourselves. If you're off, this week for the holiday, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Even if you don't celebrate, if you get a chance to be off, just treat yourself. Treat yourself. Spend some good quality time with your family and friends, or just spend some good quality time with yourself. Spend some good quality time with yourself. Y'all know what I say. You got to always uplift yourself, because if you don't do it, who will? People are quick to tear you down. Okay, people are quick to tear you down, but they're slow to motivate you. They're slow to uplift you. So Sometimes we have to motivate ourselves. Actually, a lot of the times we have to motivate ourselves. Joshua says, "Hey, Spiky. Hey, Jill. Triple." Joshua speaking to everybody. So, a lot of times, y'all, we have to motivate ourselves. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, y'all. I'm calling to see who wants something, who wants pickup, who wants something while I'm out. Because I'm not getting back out. Do you want something while I'm out? Okay, y'all. I have to make stop because I'm thirsty. I want to drink. It's this thing called an aqua fresca or something like that. Y'all know how you try something new and you don't even know the name of it, but it's so good. So I gotta go in here and I gotta get me one because that thing is good. It's like cucumber lime and it's so good. I think I made a short out of it one day. It's refreshing. It's good. Jill says, "You lucky Spike. I wish I was going home to get my mom's cooking." Oh, Spiky going to eat at home with mom. Joshua says, "I'm having festival Thanksgiving at the cafeteria Wednesday." Okay, Joshua. So you're going to a festival. Okay, y'all, they got music blasting in here. So y'all hang with me. Hang with me. Hang tight. I'm about to pay for it and I'll be out of here in a second. Cause I don't know what this music is. It's it's Mexican music. I have no idea what it is and I don't want to copyright. So hang tight, y'all, for a few, maybe 2 minutes. Yeah, don't that look good? It's refreshing. It's a cucumber lemon. It's a cucumber lime, not lemon. It's a cucumber lime. So I'm about to get back in the car, y'all. We about to roll again. We about to ride. Look, we riding and talking today. Y'all know we usually walk and talk, but we want to ride and talk today. Cause I see now I'm gonna have to walk at night. I might go live early in the morning because I get up early in the morning and exercise, y'all. So I might have to go live early in the morning. And Triple, I don't know what's going on. If I'm trying to remember if I can see you. Triple, is it that unspoken can't see you? Or is it that like none of us can see you in the live? Are you always under confident soul? Jill says, I mean, Triple says, Jill, are you cooking for Thursday? Yes, Jill says she's gonna keep it simple. She's gonna keep it simple. I'm keeping it simple too. I'm just doing some greens, two types of greens. I'm doing collard greens. I'm doing turnip greens. I really want to mix my greens, but like I said earlier, a lot of people in my family they love collard greens, but there's only a few who like turnip greens. So I'm not gonna mix them. And if anybody wants to mix them up, they can mix them up. But the majority of my family they really are crazy about collard greens like I am. But I like turnips a lot, but collards are my favorite. So I'll cook both of them, and I'll just let them mix it if they want to, or eat it however they want to eat it. But what's today? Monday. So I'm gonna cook those greens. I cooked greens yesterday, y'all, and I ate them up. I ate them all up. So those are gone, but I'm cooking more greens tomorrow so that they'll have time to sit for a couple of days and let that flavor sit in there. I got my cornbread already done because y'all know how you know how we do. We let the cornbread sit for 2 or 3 days because we got to get that good old. We got to let that seasoning just kind of do its thing and do what it does. Then you make that dressing. It's the bomb. Now I made cornbread before with dress. I mean, I've made dressing before, like just making the cornbread the day of. But I'm gonna tell y'all, it's a difference to me. It really is a difference. When I make dressing, if I do my cornbread the day of, it's good and everything, but it seems like it's almost like too fresh, if that makes sense. But if you let that cornbread sit for like a couple of days, then make your dressing, it's the bomb.com, y'all. I'm telling you. The young MIA, hey, welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Afternoon, ma'am. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, young MIA. Welcome to the live. The young MIA. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming through here. So we just having a thankful week, y'all. What are you guys thankful for? I asked everybody that yesterday. So, you can drop it in the comments what you're thankful for or talk amongst each other. Because again, y'all, I'm riding, so I'm probably gonna do a lot of talking and I might miss a lot of the comments. But let me know what you're thankful for. And y'all can even tell me some things that you would like, you know, that you would like to have. We talked about goals over the summer. So right now, this is a season of Thanksgiving. To me, Thanksgiving is all season year round. It's all the time. But this week or this, it's kind of designated to that. Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. So with that being said, tell me some things that you're thankful for. I know kind of the traditional things. You're thankful for family, you're thankful for friends and for good health and being financially secure. We may not all be wealthy, but if you're financially secure to a degree, you have to be thankful for that because there are a lot of people who aren't financially secure at all, not at all. And, some people are living check to check, but even if you're living check to check, it's still better than living without knowing where your next dollar is going to come from. Jill says, life and my children. Yes, yes, yes. MIA says, I'm thankful for waking up every morning. I know, absolutely. I'm thankful for God, first and foremost. I'm thankful for God because of Him, He allows us to wake up every day. You're right, MIA. Waking up every day. So, and giving us a chance to get it right, to try to do better than we've been doing. Because I think that each and every one of us can do better. You know, you may not to say that anybody's a bad person or anything like that. I'm just saying that sometimes you just want to do better in the things that you do. You may want to eat better. You may want to, get better with your finances. You may want to make some better investments. You may want to stop wasting money. You may have some vices that you want to stop doing. You may want to stop drinking so many sodas. You may want to stop smoking. Did y'all hear about that? Snoop Dogg said that he's not going to smoke marijuana anymore. People are making assumptions as to why he's not smoking anymore, but I'm not going to make those type of assumptions because I've always learned that you don't assume about people that you don't know. You can't assume about people that you know. Of course, people are going to speculate. And people are going to make assumptions, but some people just go overboard with it. It's almost, they say it like they know it. They say it as if they've talked to the person. Like, people are saying and speculating why he stopped smoking, and the things that they're saying it like they literally talked to him and they know that that's the reason why. I can't stand it when people do that. I don't mind having a conversation, because it sparks conversation. Someone who has smoked as long as he has, and now to even make the announcement that he consulted with his family, and he's decided that he's no longer going to do that. To me, that's a big that's a big step. And I don't feel comfortable assuming why. For all we know, he just may not want to smoke anymore. And I think he felt like he had to make it public to say that because that's what he's known for. He's known for that almost as much as he's known for his rap career. So, because of his rap career, we got to see that side of him. But it's almost like now, he's at that age where he's kind of like, he can rap if he wants to. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He's doing the cooking shows with Martha Stewart and all this stuff. So people are like really curious as to why stop smoking now. But nobody really knows, even though he joked about it and things like that. Nobody really knows if this is something he's probably wanted to do for a long time, and he's just so used to it. And just, people say that Mary Jane isn't addictive, but I feel like anything you've been doing, especially for that extended period of time, for those many years, it's an addiction to me. Like, if you do it that long, I think you feel addicted to it. It's like you just gotta have it. And some people will say they gotta have it. And if you say you gotta have it, then it's probably an addiction. So, some people say it's an addiction that's not as bad as other addictions, but I feel like if you feel like you gotta have something, it's an addiction. That's just like shopping. If you gotta shop, if you're a shopper, if you're just a shopaholic, it's an addiction. It's not an addiction where you're hurting anyone. And as long as your finances are in order, you aren't hurting yourself. But you could think about it one day, or you could think about it from time to time, and you could feel like, I really need to rein in on this shopping a little bit. Because I do just buy things that sometimes I just don't need, but I like it. Because, as I've gotten older, I realized that I don't really have to have things just because I like them. Like, I like donuts, but do I need donuts every day? If I ate donuts every day, I'm sure there'll come a point where I'm like, I'm not going to eat donuts today. I'm kind of tired of it. So I just feel like maybe Snoop is kind of tired of it. I'm not going to make any medical assumptions because I'm one of those people who I believe you just don't do that. I just don't think you do that. Oh, look at Looney says, love you, Lines Pride. I love you, Looney. Looney loves everybody, y'all. Looney loves everybody. You got to love Looney. You got to love Looney. Yeah, I'm not one to speculate on other people's decisions as far as like incorporating the medical aspect. I don't do that. I may wonder, but I don't get on. Like, I've seen a lot of people on social media, and they just talk about people. They'll just assume. They make all these assumptions, and no matter how much people say that, when you assume, you make an out of yourself. People still do it. I think people just want to have conversation, and that's okay. That's okay. I think him not smoking does generate conversation. It really does. Look at Looney. Looney, you love everybody, Looney. Looney, you're gonna have these women on here fussing over Looney. You need a show. That's what you need to do on your channel, Looney. Don't let it be just for kicks though, because we don't want to make Mrs. Looney mad. We don't want to make Mrs. Looney mad. So it's just for fun and games. Just have you a contest. Like, Jill's been having these poetry contests, and y'all check Jill out next month. She's having a poetry contest. Jill, tell me the official name if you're still in here. Tell me the official name. Right, Jill. Anything can be addictive. Anything can be addictive. It doesn't necessarily have to, you know, um, affect your hormones and things like that, because typically a lot of things affect your hormones, and you just get used to it, and it's just like certain hormones in your body, they have to have it. So some things are, definitely physically addictive, like hormonal and things like that. But there are some things where it's just They're just things that you like to do, like gambling. Gambling doesn't, maybe it gets you excited, but if you can find something else to replace gambling, if you try hard enough, maybe you'll find something else to get you just as excited, or find two or three other things to get you excited so that you don't feel like you're addicted, like it's an addiction. So, and then all addictions aren't bad. That being said, all addictions aren't bad, y'all. They aren't. Sometimes though, you just have to rein it in a little bit. As long as you know how to rein it in a little bit, because exercising can be addictive. Exercising can be addictive. Y'all know I always say move, 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 right? Well, exercise can be addictive. It really can. Some people like just work, work, work themselves. When it comes to exercise, they will really, really like overextend, you know. So you have to be careful about that. You have to know your limitations. And if you have issues that limit you, you have to be aware of those and take into account when you're exercising to get exercise in because it's good for you. But don't ever overextend yourself, and always stop anything that you're doing that doesn't feel comfortable. What Looney says, I'm boring. They're not gonna come around. They're gonna come around, Looney. Look, Looney, put that title out there. Put the title out there. Everybody loves Looney. Let's see who loves Looney the most. Looney, ask them some questions. Ask them some questions and figure it out. And then look, give them a prize or something, Looney. Because they can't have Looney. We already know they can't have you. So it's gotta be like it's gotta be for fun. It's gotta be for play. Because we don't want Miss Looney mad. But Looney is everywhere. Looney is always supporting everybody. So y'all know how they say everybody hates Chris or everybody loves Raymond. So we're gonna do a everybody loves Looney. And whoever can answer the questions, whoever can get the most accurate questions and answer the questions to the best of their ability that are closest to right as possible, they will win whatever it is that Looney has decided he's gonna use as a giveaway. Lions Pride. Um Lions, let me see. Looney says right. Joshua says, hello, Looney. I celebrate Black History Month by next couple of months. Yeah, Black History Month is February. February, February. Okay, there it is. Celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s poetry competition. So, and what is it, Jill? The theme is is it what would Dr. King say? Is that what it is? So okay, guys. Jill is having another poetry competition. The last poetry competition that she had went really well. So she's having another one. And I think she's really in tune to poetry. She really likes poetry. And you can make poetry out of about anything. Looney, you need to get in that competition. Looney got skills, y'all. Looney got skills. Looney, you need to get into the poetry competitions. Celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s poetry competition. So Looney, we need you to get into that competition. Yeah, I think he should get in there. Looney says, true, Jill, I'm gonna come up with something soon. Looney, I think you need to get into that competition. I think you need to do it. Everybody loves Looney because everybody does love Looney. Because Looney shows love to everybody. Looney shows mad love to everybody. And I appreciate it. I appreciate him again. I do. I do. I do. I do. Looney says, good ideas, Lions. Yes, the theme is today, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would say. Okay, so so it's kind of like the theme is today, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would say. So you tell us what he would say from a poetic standpoint. So I think that's going to be great, y'all. I think it's going to be great. And what day is it on? Is it on a Saturday, Jill? I know MLK Day is January the 15th. So this upcoming year is actually the day of his actual birthday. Oh, it's not today, Looney. You got time. You got some time. It's January. It's in January. Joshua says, I have a dream. MLK Jr. say in 1964. It's January 13th. Okay, but you have to sign up now because there's only 10 slots. Okay, there it is, Looney. It's January 13th, but you have to sign up now because there are only 10 slots available. It's on a Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Is that right, Jill? 7 p.m. Eastern time, which will be 6 p.m. Central time, or 5 p.m. Mountain time, I think, and 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the West Coast, it's 4 p.m. If you're kind of, what's mountain time? I think that's like Colorado, like that area, like what Sonya, I think you're that'll be like 5. And some of the Midwest and the South is like Central. Some of the South is Central and Eastern. Okay, so Jill says yes, it's 7 p.m. Eastern. Hey Sonya, Sonya, you back? Young MIA says I recommend watching the poetry event. Yes, it was a really nice. Y'all go to Jill's channel and check out her harvest poetry competition that she had. It was really good. The judges were great. Jill was definitely great, and all of the contestants were great. And she had, was it 3? I think to me everybody won, because if you didn't win one of the top cash prizes, you still won something. You got something for participating. Yeah, Joshua, that's kind of negative. We'll let that go. We'll go on about that. 6. Okay. So that'll be 6 p.m. in Alabama, because Jill is on the East Coast. It's 7 p.m. 6 p.m. in Alabama. What is like Colorado and Idaho and places like that? Iowa, is that like, it's north? I know it's north, but it's not quite the West Coast. So I think they're on Mountain Time. And again, if you're on the West Coast, it's Pacific time. So anywhere between 4 and 7, we're all on the same time between 4 and 7. So again, it's January 13th. It's 7 p.m. Eastern time. So wherever you are in these 50 United States, figure out what time that is. So, and make sure that you tune in to Jill's Comfort Zone on January 13th, and check her out. Sign up today, because she only has 10 spots. She has 5 contestants already. I just dropped it yesterday. So she has 5 contestants already. Sonya says it was nice. Yes, her harvest poetry competition was nice. So she has 5 more spots. Yes, everyone was really great. Sonya says she's Mountain Time. Okay. Luna says, thought I was, but I just subbed Jill. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Thank you, Looney. Thank you for subbing over there at Jill's. Joshua says he'll be there on the 13th. Sonya says hello to the chat. Yeah, so y'all please check that out, because it's nice, it's positive, it's refreshing. It's good to hear everybody's, poetry. And you guys, poetry doesn't always have to rhyme. I think a lot of times people feel like it has to rhyme. Sometimes it just, to me, it just has to. And if you feel that way, fine. If that's how you want to do it, fine. But it just has to deliver a good message to me. And it has to be, in a way that's just kind of poetic. It doesn't have to really. This lady don't know how to drive, y'all. Just park. Well, y'all, why is it that every time I do lives and I'm in my car, that people come up on me that don't know how to drive when they're trying to park? It never fails. I haven't done a live in the car in I don't know how long, but every time I'm in my car and I'm doing a live in the car, I got people coming up next to me that don't know how to park. I'm like, did they teach you to what happened? Did they parallel park? Did they make you parallel park? Did they make you do the 3-point turn? Did they make you do anything? What did they make you do? Like, geez, Louise. Is Tamika in here? Thank you, Lions Pride and Looney. You're welcome, Jill. Tamika says, good evening, Lions Pride, and everyone in the chat. Hey, Tamika, I'm just now seeing you. I have to scroll up a little bit. Welcome to the live. I'm glad to have you. Glad you can make it in here. Thank you for joining the live. Yeah, I had to check these people out. Why they probably let me check myself out. What I always say, y'all, self-evaluation. Let me see how I'm parked. Okay, I'm parked pretty good. So it's her. That's her. Young MIA says, I have some ideas, suggestions to share with you at Jill. Okay, Jill says, hey Tamika. So MIA has some suggestions, Jill. Joshua says, no problem. Okay, Jill says to email her. See, sounding good. It sounds good. It doesn't have to rhyme. It just has to flow. Right, right, right. Things can flow without having to rhyme. Things can flow without having to rhyme. What y'all laughing at? Me talking about these people parking. It's like it's ridiculous, y'all. It's like every time I do a live in the car, I have to sit and like I just pulled up, and then they sitting here, they dancing all around the car. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know what store they want to go into. I'm like, now I see why people just shop online. Like some people, Black Friday, they aren't getting out. They're just going to shop online on Black Friday. And then they're going to shop over the weekend. And when Cyber Monday comes, they're going to shop Cyber Monday. They don't like to get out here. I've seen people let buggies or baskets go, y'all, just go. And that basket rolls right into somebody's car and dents the car. And you know how the little grids are on the basket, the shopping basket? You can pull the basket off of their car and it looks like every little grid that's on that basket is now into their car, because you know they don't make the cars out of, they don't make them like they used to. Yeah, I know they don't make them like they used to, but they charge out of this world. So the young MIA says they're going to mail you, Jill. Good deal, good deal. Right, it doesn't. Okay, I read that. I'm behind, y'all. Well, I'm behind because I'm trying to be nosy. Oh, they're going to the steakhouse. They're going to the steakhouse. Joshua says he has good news. His case is open. He has a new apartment by January. By January 8th, appointment to move to a better place. That's good, Joshua. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really, really glad to hear that. Y'all, these people, they don't be knowing how to drive. And then when you look at them, because that's, y'all know how I am. I'm about peace. I'm about positivity. I'm about prosperity. But I'm about getting down when you're doing something you ain't got no business doing too. Because see, people will take your kindness for weakness if you let them. Like people will take your kindness for weakness. Because I had to say something to somebody one day in a chat, and they was like, "I thought she'd be being sweet. I do be sweet, but you know, anything that's sweet has to get sour sometimes." Jill says, "Congrats, Joshua." Everybody saying congrats. The young MIA says, "Hello, Joshua." Man, I thought this was something. This is expensive. This too much. That costs too much right there. Now, see, this is another thing, y'all. It's the holiday season. I'm on my way home, and I've made 2 stops. And I guess I figured because if I go and do a cool down, if I walk, it's pitch black anyway. So I might as well make a few stops. I might as well make a few stops. Yeah, Jill. And as soon as you let, I mean, you try to be sweet, you try to be good, but sometimes people's actions just don't allow you to be that way. And then as soon as I mean, every reaction is a result of an action that was thrown their way. And as soon as your reaction is just as you give just as good with your reaction, it's like, oh, they're not. They act like they're this, and they act like they're that, but they're not. Oh yeah, I try to be pretty easygoing because I know how I was when I was younger. It wasn't easygoing at all. But don't let that make you think that you can just walk all over people. People don't like to be walked over at all. Jill says, listen, I need a break because my patience has been getting shorter and shorter with some people. I know, right? It's like some people, your patience gets short. They really do. They get short because some people just, they'll take your kindness for weakness. They'll see that you're kind. And some people, I think they just do that just to test you, just to see, you know. But I love a person who's so easygoing until it's like they don't let anything bother them. And if it bothers them, you'll never know. I wish I was more like that, but I'm not like that at all. I try to be easygoing. I try to be uplifting towards people, and because we all need that sometimes. We all need that to be uplifted. We all need to hear something positive. But a lot of times when people see that you're trying to be that way, they just don't know your story. You might not truly be that way, and it may just be that you're trying to be a better person. So, so they catch you on the right day. They just don't know. They catch you on the right day. You know, they catch you on the right day for you to show, and the wrong day for them to act a fool. And then all of a sudden, it's like you're not the nice person that they thought you were. Yes, I am, or whoever it is. Yes, they are. You just did the most. You just did the most, and they had to let you know. But I try to stay away from those situations. I try to stay away from those situations, y'all, because that goes back to that point where I say don't let bother people bother you. Because I think that's what that is. When people are acting like that, or they're trying to see just how far they can go with you, and it may not be that they're bothered, but some people are just mean. Some people are just low down. Some people are just dramatic, and they like mess. They like to ruffle feathers. Some people like to get a rise out of other people. It is what it is. Some people just like to get a rise out of you. Jill says that was me last week. Oh my God, Jill! I forgot all about that. Y'all don't mess with Jill, because Jill gonna get you up off of her. Jill said that was me last week. I remember Jill. Jill just see people just driving crazy, just driving crazy. I'm at the stop, the four-way stop. He comes to the four-way stop and just tries to pull out, and I'm just gonna let him pull out, but I'm looking at him. He can see me. It's a lot of light around here, and then he stops. I'm like, why would you just do that? Like, why would you do that? It's not that serious to me. I'm gonna let him go ahead and do his thing. I'm gonna let him go ahead and go out. But people just like that kind of stuff like that. I would have been cursing him out just for trying it. I'm like, because to me, it wasn't even so much. It's the fact that he's being dangerous. Like, don't be dangerous. Why would you do that? I mean, people make mistakes, but he was looking right in my face, see me sitting at the four-way stop, and he's just like, screw you. I'm gonna stop for a tap and just pull out in front of you. As he see me, starts to pull off. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. The world isn't crazy. It's the people. It's the people. It's the people. We've all had some crazy moments, but everybody's not up for that foolishness. Zulu, 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 Zulu. Zulu says, "Do you have a lion as a pet?" I don't. I don't. I want one. I want one. Joshua says, "Thanks, Jill, especially when their behavior is repetitive." Yes, Jill, repetitive. They do same. Yes, very repetitive. I don't like people playing in my face. Exactly, exactly. And then when you express that, it's almost like they throw their hands up, like, and they back off, like, oh, why am I getting this reaction? Why am I getting this reaction? Jill says, I'm very nice and loving. I don't do people wrong, especially if I rocks with you. Right, right, exactly. And I feel like sometimes people jump to conclusions, like I was saying about when we were talking about Snoop Dogg. I'm not going to assume why he stopped smoking. My assumption is going to be, the easiest assumption. Maybe he's just tired of it. Sometimes you do things for so long that you get tired of it. It's just like a job. Some jobs you work for so long, and you either you switch jobs, or you retire, or whatever it is, or you take a extended vacation. Sometimes you just get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Whether it brings you pleasure or not, whether it brings you income or not, whatever it brings you, or whatever it is that it does for you. Sometimes it's just like people who drink alcohol. Not saying that they're an alcoholic, but you have some people who drink alcohol, and they just one day decide, you know what, I'm gonna cut back. And they cut back. Everyone says hello, Zulu. So how are you? Welcome to the live. I appreciate you for coming in. So they cut back. And like I said, it's not that they were an alcoholic or anything. They just, they're just like, they get tired of it. And so they stop drinking. You have some people do literally stop smoking cigarettes cold turkey. It's just something, sometimes, have y'all ever had that feeling when something just clicks in you, just clicks inside of you, and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I just literally don't want it can be in a relationship. It can be a relationship. You can, and sometimes with relationships, it's the smallest thing that breaks the camel's back. It can be the smallest thing that breaks the camel's back. And I don't mean just like love relationships as far as like your mate, your significant other. It can be certain friendships. You could have known someone for 20 years, and they've had this, you know, this personality, and you've had your personality, and for years and years you guys have clicked. But say the past 5, 6 years or so of the 20 years that you've known this person, they've kind of changed a little bit. And sometimes people will say you thought you knew them. No, it's not. Sometimes that could be the case where you thought you knew them and you just never knew that side of them. But sometimes people just change. So sometimes you did know them, they did know you, you knew each other very well, but sometimes one of the parties change. And so you have to adapt to their change if you're still going to be friends, but you may not like the change. You may just kind of be dealing with some things that you don't like about the things that they do. You still love them. You may even address it with them. And then they won't like listen to what you're saying, or you just may not be able to deal with that change. And then doesn't mean that you don't have to be friendly or friends anymore, but you may just fall back from that relationship. Sometimes at whatever age you are in life, just like we teach our kids to venture out and to find new friends, sometimes if we see them kind of just in that same old kind of, I don't know, kind of, I won't say a funk, but if we see them just kind of dealing with one or two people, that's good. That's cool. Because a lot of times people just aren't meant to be friendly with everybody. But sometimes you may notice something about your child's relationship with a friend that doesn't seem quite positive. It just doesn't seem quite the way you think it should be. So when they become friends with other people, you kind of say, okay, you kind of, you're feeling that. You get a sigh of relief to know, because sometimes y'all, when you're growing up and your kids, friends can almost have you on lockdown. Your friends can have you on lockdown. I hope you're all well. Thank you, Zulu. We hope that you're well too. We do, we really do, and I really do appreciate you for coming through here. Um, Jill says, I follow my instincts and move on. I don't own these folks on this internet. I don't owe these folks on this internet. Right. You don't owe them anything. Jill says, that is so true, Lines Pride. I know, right? Um, okay, yes, Zulu, exactly. Ain't no school like the old school. And so sometimes you've kind of noticed with your kids, like some relationships may not be that they're that bad, but it's just maybe something about it that you just notice that's not healthy, or may not, it may be kind of one-sided. Like I had a little cousin before. He was like, he always had really nice clothing. His mom, my cousin, always bought her son really nice clothes, and he was such a free-hearted person, and he just was always in a, very giving. So she noticed that it was like, okay, one friend in particular, and then a couple of friends, it became a couple of friends in particular were borrowing his clothes. And sometimes, because she know what she bought, sometimes those clothes would be missing for a few days, sometimes a couple of weeks. So it's kind of like, okay, am I buying clothes for you, or am I buying clothes for you to give to them? Because he's saying that they're borrowing the clothes, and of course when it starts, they return the clothes. But then as it goes on, and it's maybe not even the same person, because once one person sees that someone can kind of use you or take advantage of a situation, then you get somebody else that'll kind of come along too. So she had to get to the point where, okay, it's no more loaning out clothes. And that's something that my parents didn't allow anyway. You don't loan out clothes. Like, you don't need anybody else in your clothing. You don't need, their clothes are for them, your clothes are for you. So it's like he was just loaning out clothes, and then the clothes were coming up missing, and then he was wanting new clothes more frequently. So she had to put a stop to that, because it's basically like, okay, do you ever borrow anything from them? She knew that he wasn't borrowing clothes from them. So, and most of the times the clothes were returned, but it's just the principle of the matter. Like, why are they always borrowing your clothes? These couple of friends, as soon as one returns it, somebody else a few days later, they want to borrow it. So you really, really have to just think about that in life as adults too. Sometimes it's not that you don't love your friend anymore or whoever it is, but sometimes they kind of change, or sometimes maybe it's you who've had a change about you. And you know, you're not gonna end the friendship. Sometimes you have to end them. You know, sometimes you do, but it's like not all cases. It's not always about ending it. But sometimes you have to kind of maybe create a different type of friendship with that person. Maybe it has to change. Maybe you don't hang out as much as you used to. You don't have to go on vacations together like you used to, you know, like you did when it was like maybe 5, 10 years into your relationship. Because the past 5 or 6 years, this person really seems to have changed. Their attitude may be a little bit more gruff, or they may just be a little bit more nastier to other people, and you don't like that. It may not even be you. So sometimes we can talk to each other, we can talk to our friends, and you know, we can usually, if it's someone who really loves you or you love them, we'll listen and we can kind of adjust and address it. But if a person just doesn't address it and they're kind of just almost a different person from what you met or who you know, then sometimes you just have to reevaluate your friendship and maybe not so much end it, but treat it differently. Treat it differently. Gotta keep Gotta keep it Kobe out here. Love from UK. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, Zulu. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love from us here in the States as well to you. Young MIA says, I'm listening. Uh, Jill says, people are placed in your life for a reason and a season. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it hurts. It hurts, you know, to lose friends or to, you know, like I said, sometimes you don't have to end a friendship, but it's you don't spend as much time together as you used to. And sometimes that can hurt. You can miss them. It's almost like it's not like a relationship where you have a significant other, but it can be just as strong. It's a different type of love, but the love can be just as strong. And if you have to distance yourself, sometimes you know you miss that. And sometimes it's best for you to venture out into new friends. And some of us are at an age where we're not really looking for friends, new friends. If the ones that we have, you know, are starting not to work out, then we're kind of like, you know, I stick with the ones that are working out still. You know, and if someone new comes along and things click on all cylinders, and you know, that's good too. You know, you don't want to, like I was saying the other day, you don't want to leave someone out of your life who could really add to your life. You know, at whatever age. There, I see people living in excuse me, y'all, retirement homes, assisted living homes. You know, so they're there in their golden years, they're seniors. So it's nothing at all wrong with them making friends. I see seniors making friends all the time, and they become the best buds, the best gal pals. So it just depends, you know, sometimes circumstances change. And sometimes you just don't rock with the people the way that you used to. Doesn't mean you don't love them, you just change a little bit. um Young, you a rapper. Excuse me, y'all. Young, you a rapper. That name sounds like a rapper, doesn't it, Zulu? What's up, James Money 615? Welcome, bro. How you doing? Glad to have you in this live. I appreciate you for coming through. Zulu, why you asked that? Oh, why did Zulu ask if Young MI is a rapper? It sounds like a rapper name. It does. Sonya says you got a lot going on. I was listening to AM radio on my way home, and the radio host was talking about the same thing you just said. Yeah, it's like sometimes you just have to kind of reflect and just sit back and look at things and think about things. Like especially when you see stuff happening. And all of this is what I'm talking about now. It all kind of just in talking about Snoop Dogg, it all kind of makes me think about him too when he announced that he's not smoking anymore. What are his friends going to do now? Friends he's smoked with for years. What is he going to do? You know, what is he going to do? Is being around those friends going to tempt him? Because, like I said, we don't really know why he's not smoking. So I'm hoping it's just a conscious decision that, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. So if it's, especially if it's something like that, if that's the reason or something similar, then he's probably going to be strong about it, and it's probably not going to matter that people are still around him doing the same thing that he's not going to do anymore. Sonya says, I love lions. Yes, me too, Sonya. My favorite animal. Um, Jill says his name sounds like a rapper. It does. It's such young MIA. It does. How's the weather out in UK right now, Zulu? The name sounds futuristic. Jill says, young MIA, that must have been a message you needed to hear, huh? Jill says, I got you. Yeah. Yep. Snoop still on gin and juice. I guess so. I guess so. No, that's my image. Why don't you have an image? Is your channel zoo related, animal related, wildlife related? There are a lot of images out there. A lot. These people are having a blast out here. I like to see people having a good time, especially the holidays. Weather good. Okay, that's good. The weather is good. MIA says I'm still listening. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, y'all. Yeah, when I cook, I have these roasters. Yeah, who likes to buy the roasters that you just, you use your one and done, like just throw it away. I'm all about just being one and done. Like for the holidays, especially, I'm all about buying disposable everything. Now, some things, I'll use, regular pots and pans and roasters and stuff like that. But a lot of the times for the holidays, y'all, I'm about being one and done. I'm like, that's the best cleanup. Just just cook it. Of course, when you're done cooking and it's the end of the day, you have to store it in your containers and stuff like that. But I'm more like one and done. One and done. I'm from the States, Zulu. Right, Jill. Just Zulu, don't let me see you out here running around. I know, because Zulu's starting to get me a little starting to make me be a little inquisitive. I gotta check out Zulu now. Zulu, you can't be out here. You can't be out here on that thievery. You can't be out here on that thievery because I react to the thievery. I react to the thievery. I'm about originality. You need to be original. You need to find you. You need to find you. That's what it's about, finding you. I think enough people aren't into finding themselves. Everything that we do as far as our talents and things like that will be copied or duplicated, or when someone sees you do it, there's someone else is going to try and do it differently or do it better, but use your concept. But when it comes to images, no, use your own image. Use your own image. Be unique. Be original. No, whoever's image it is, Zulu. Whoever's image it is, use your own image. Why would you want to use someone else's image? I love Jill's image. And what I love most about it is that it's Jill's. It's hers. Find your own niche. Find your own representation. Find something that fits you. Because people will report you. People will report you for stealing and using their stuff. I will. I definitely will. Hey, love to travel with Wave. What's up, sis? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. How are you doing? Glad to have you, Wave. Are you traveling, Wave? I don't know. I'm not sure either, Jill. I'm kind of getting a little perturbed by Zulu. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You good? You good, Wave? That's good. Jill says hello. Love to travel with Wave. Welcome to the live. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. What are you doing for? Are you celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday, Wave? Just came back. Just came back. Were you out of the country, Wave, or um were you still in the States? They've on. Oh, y'all, they need to stop with that music there now. Oh my gosh, YT, look, it ain't me. It ain't me. Okay, I appreciate it. I understand the concept. You don't like us using music. That wasn't me. Okay, you went to Dubai. Okay, I know that was fun. I bet that was fun, fun, fun. Uh, oh, he's talking about from Keenan and Kel. I don't even know if Jill. I had to think about that one. Keenan and Kel. Hachidis at Zoo. Zulu, I don't know those people. That's what I was about to say. I don't think Jill knows Keenan and Kel 2020. Uh yes, you enjoyed it with your friends. That's good, Wave. YouTube since 20. Oh, they've been on YouTube since 2020. Jill. Okay, okay. Well, you gotta be careful out here in these YouTube streets, Zulu. No copying, no stealing. Do Zulu. Do your thing. Do your own thing. Jill, we might have to do our thing. We might have to do our thing, Jill. I remember when what's his name? Little Nomi, or I can't remember his name. Yomi, something like that. He used to come in and he used to be so sweet. He used to be all nice. He was all right. He was all right. And then he came in and showed that he was up to no good in the hood. Yes, yes. Authentic things, authentic things. Dubai is beautiful. MIA says weird people. Yeah, like weird people, like just crazy. Jill, did that happen, Jill? Yeah, yeah. They can go on and do their thing because that ain't what is going on over here. See, I just got through talking about it. See, when you show people their actions draw an opposite and equal reaction, then it's like you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy. I'm just not up with that ish. I'm not up with that ish at all. Probably so, young MIA. Probably so. You can we can do it, Jill. We can do it. I would have done it, but I don't have my other thingy majiggy. Cause I'm telling y'all, my patience not long. My patience not long. But I be working on it. I'm working on it. But sometimes you don't want to have long patience. Because you have long patience, you end up getting really like irritated. She says, I didn't do anything yet. They're still okay. You can do. I got you, Jill. But if you want to, you can do it. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. Because the first question that they asked was kind of ridiculous, but it wasn't. I won't say ridiculous. It was kind of like, really, dude, are you asking me? Do I own? Like, I'm like, okay, all right. And I don't know, but why would you want the image of a girl? Like, yeah, it's a male on there, but it's really kind of like a girl. Like, it's really kind of like a girl. See, I'm telling you, people are crazy, y'all. People are crazy. And they come in here with those wild and crazy shenanigans. And I'm like, and then somebody else will come along and hear you or hear me saying what I'm saying. And they're like, I thought she was sweet. I am. I am. I ain't a gangster, but don't push me. Jill said, don't tell me twice. The young MIA says, I was watching the live stream yesterday and the cringe was way too much. I know, young MIA. Sometimes people just can like really, really like, I don't know. I guess because it's social media, they feel like they can just come on and just act a donkey or something. I don't know. But see, like I don't have time for that immature stuff at all. Jill says a mess, and I don't know them people he was talking about. I know you don't, Jill. Those are probably your daughters might know them. Your daughters might know them, because that's the only reason I know them because my daughters were crazy about them. Yep, my daughters were crazy about them, and I think they have a new movie coming out, so it's going to be a lot of people become familiar with them again. But they were like I think it was like Nickelodeon or something like that. But still, he's too old or she's too old to be doing what he or she is doing and saying, because my kids are grown and that was during their time when they were growing up. Right, Jill. Then they keep asking, exactly. Where are you from? And then they come in telling you where they're from. Like, I'm like, okay, that's you. Like, I had one to come in and just keep asking me over and over. And when I was just like, why are you, I mean, why? What is that to you? Like, what is that to you? Then they was like, really? And I was like, yeah, really. Like, I could say really to you too for asking me so many times. He left and didn't come back. He wasn't going to come back anyway, but he left and he didn't come back. Like he didn't come back the rest of that live. I'm like, people are so stupid. Like y'all aren't crazy. Y'all know that this thing called this world wide web, this internet, y'all know it's crazy. Stop asking people questions that are inappropriate. Sonya says, same here. Yeah, like stop asking people stuff that's inappropriate. And then it's like you don't want to get like real ugly because my mouth can just get really, really out of it can go there like really, really bad. And a lot of times when I first see a comment that's crazy like that, y'all may see me get quiet for a second because I'm trying. I'm trying not to say how I really, really feel the way I really feel it. Because a lot of times when stuff like that happens, my first response is my first response. If it came out, it'll be a full out cuss out. If my first response were to come out, it'll be a full out curse out. But you know, you're on YT, and we see how people move in these streets. And my thing is, I'm trying to do it the way they say do it to try and keep it light, to try and keep it positive. And so people will come into your chat to try and stir up a lot of ish, or just to be petty, to like annoy you. Like I'm like, okay, why don't you go live and act the fool on your live? Like, why don't you go live and see how many people come through there? And you might find a lot of people will come through there up on the same stuff you own, stupidity. Because believe you me, it's a lot of it out here. It's a lot of it out here. And you might say it's weird, goofy ass people. Right, exactly. Weird, goofy ass people. See, because that right there, that was a good cussing out. In my head, that was a real good cursing out. Man, that was one of those cursings out for the and see, and now that I think about it, now after the fact, it was probably a cursing out that could have stood a level of a two. But if I respond with the way I want to respond, not thinking twice, that curse out would have been on a 10. That curse out would have been on a 10, y'all. But there goes back to what I say. It's like you have to start telling yourself, don't let bothered people bother you. And don't let stressed out people stress you out. And sometimes they're not bothered. Sometimes they're not stressed. They're just ignorant. Just ignorant. Just playlist. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, just being stupid. I know, Jill, especially when they made that stupid comment about the show. I mean, you're trying to say a show. First of all, everybody may not know the show, and then you didn't even say it right. You didn't even say it right. It's like, and then sometimes I wonder if they're kids, but it's not always kids. Probably over half the time it's not kids. It's young, it's adults. It's adults being adults. And so many adults these days are just childish. So many adults these days are just childish. MIA says, especially when a troll pretends to be you and tries to write porn bomb a live stream, shaking my head. Jill says, right, because I didn't have a clue who they were talking about. And see, like, how are y'all about? I know Jill puts comments up. Like, usually I don't put comments up because I'm walking, but I don't know. Like, have y'all ever been in a chat and they put your comment up and they leave it up for like damn near the whole live, and it's like several people in the live? I'm like, why are you just leaving my comment up like that? And then they're talking about stuff, especially if they get to talking about other people and issues they're having with other people, and then you know a wise person, a not even so wise person, would be able to realize, okay, that comment, it has nothing to do with what that content creator is saying or other people on their live stream are saying, but all they do is they see your comment, and then they're hearing somebody go in on them, or they're hearing somebody, maybe not go in but kind of trash talk or talk badly about them, or talk about something that may be inappropriate, that may rub somebody the wrong way, and they just leave your comment up there. And you kind of notice that it's always your comment. It's like almost like they want someone to see your comment, because I'm the type of content creator, I go wherever I want to go. If I groove with that person and I like that person, I don't care who else doesn't. I don't care who they're having issues with. If I like the person they're having issues with, I go in their chat and speak too. But sometimes people will see you in a chat of someone that they don't get along with, and all you do is go and say hello or say something just so innocent, and they leave your comment up while they're going in. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it makes you, all it does is really hurt their channel, because it makes you not want to be affiliated, or it makes you not drop down or say hello or anything. MIA is laughing. Jill says, I was trying to Google it, but it kept coming up with some. Oh, okay. Napoleon movie. Okay, I got you. It's been done to me plenty of times. Yeah, I don't know what that's, I know what it's all about. Yeah, I know, I do too, Jill. And then they think, and then as soon as you say, hey, why is my comment still up there? First of all, they don't like it when you say that, because you pretty much calling them out. But sometimes that's what you need to say, so that whoever is watching or whoever they're trying to make sure sees your comment knows that you're not with the ish. You're really not with the ish. You're over there. We're all grown. You go where you want to go, and you just said hello. But then that content creator or someone on that panel sees you, and they saw you over in a chat where they're not welcome. So they want to make sure that that person who they're not clicking with sees your comment. I'm like, nobody's stupid. And when you call it out, they want to get mad at you. Like, I never pay attention to people who get mad at me when I realize their stupidity, or when I realize their childish or petty games. Like, I don't want to play in your childish or petty games. I just wanted to say hello, or say something innocent, or participate in their conversation when they're not into it with people. I hate it when people are into it with each other, because people have enough discernment to know that you didn't say whatever you said, but that's still a tactic that people use to try to get you into their stuff, putting your comment up and just leaving it like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, five. Like, really, really, come on now, come on, come on. A lot of us were born at night, but not last night, in the morning, but not yesterday morning. MI says goofy content creators. Jill says, I don't be caring. I'm grown as hell. Come on. Exactly, Jill. And go where I want to go. I don't care who has beef with who. Exactly. That's my thing. Like, especially when it's people who have been cool with each other at one time, and then all of a sudden they start beefing. So are you supposed to fall out because they fall out? And then when they end up making up again, and then you're like, well, okay, I can go and be in both chats again. And then they fall out again. And it's the same old stuff. That's so childish and petty to me. Like, lead yourself. Don't be led by others. Lead yourself. Be an adult. Don't be led by others. MIA says I'm just going to stay quiet for now. Jill says if you don't see me type anything negative about you, exactly, then you shouldn't have nothing to say. Right, exactly. And sometimes you can see someone laughing in a chat and they're not even laughing about what's going on the panel or what the content creator is saying. They're laughing about conversation that's being held in the chat. They're laughing about things being held that are going on in the chat. Jill says that's why I left certain places. You cannot control me. Exactly. Because that's what tends to happen. The ones who get upset with you about it, those are the ones that you'll tend to leave because it's not it's uncalled for. It's not necessary. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um Sonya says good burger. Good burger. Oh, you're talking about Keenan and Kale. Welcome to what was it? Keenan. What was the name of it? Was it Keenan and Kale and they worked at Good Burger? And they'd always say, "Welcome to Good Burger" or something like that. Sonya, remember? Sonya, did you go and look it up? I know it was Keenan and Kale, and I know they're supposed to be doing another one. Is the new one gonna be Good Burger too, or Keenan and Kale too? I can't remember the title of the actual show, but I know they always said, "Welcome to Good Burger. May I take your order?" And who was it? Kale loves orange soda, so he had kind of ticked me off when he said that too. Because I'm like, "You trying to be funny?" Jill says, "Yep, that too. But listen, if something is funny, I'm going to laugh unless it's one of you guys." Well, see, Jill, that's how it's like. I feel like I have to move a certain way. Like if something is funny, I don't do it in the chat. I don't do it in the chat, especially if it's somebody else I rock with. Like you said, adults are grown, so go where you want to go. But sometimes you have to be, careful of the way that you do comment and when you comment, especially when you learn how people are. It's really dependent upon who the content creator is for me, because some content creators don't do that crap, and then some of them do. So if it's a certain content creator and they're doing their thing or whatever, and it's like nothing foul going on, you can just say hello and chit chat and laugh and everything. But when they start getting into one of those beast modes or roast modes, or they having some issues coming up with them and somebody else, I just stay out of the chat. I just stay out of the chat. And I may watch, but I just stay out of it until it gets back to a peaceful place. Until it gets back to a peaceful place. Jill says, "Oh, now I know who you are talking about. Yep, I'm plump and don't give a." Did he say, "Girl, bye, bye"? Your picture. I mean, I like your picture. Who is? See, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, you just can't give a damn about what people say or think, because 9 times out of 10, most of the ones doing the negative talking and the negative thinking, all you got to do is put a mirror in front of them. All you got to do is stand a mirror in front of them. Jill says, "That's what I mean. If it's someone I rock with, I'm not going to type in the chat." Right, right, right. Because I noticed that when you do, like, again, you could be talking to somebody else in the chat about a whole, y'all could be having y'all know how chats go. We have our own conversations sometimes. Everybody's not always engaging with the content creator. They're just kind of there to support them because they like them. So you could be having your whole conversation in the chat, and then they're like putting your laughing emojis or whatever you're doing up as they're talking about somebody, and that isn't even what you were laughing at. That's not what you were laughing at. MIA says, "I just find it comedic seeing people act like that." Yes. Yep. Exactly. Jill says, "Because you know them from Good Burger." Who a big guy. Those things don't bother me. Right, right. Nobody cares because for every flaw that someone calls out on you, I bet they have one or two. I bet you can look at them and find a couple. For every flaw that someone, because I don't know, nobody's perfectly made. We're all perfectly made in God's image. We are the way He made us, and the things that we've encountered on this earth, They're our perfect imperfections, because if they weren't, he wouldn't have allowed them to happen. So they're our perfect imperfections. The way that we look, we're made perfectly in his image. We're made perfectly by him. And again, anything that we weren't born with, any trait or scar or bruise or whatever that we weren't born with, that's still our perfect imperfection. Or basically it's not even an imperfection, because if he didn't want it, God wrote it all before it happened. So he wouldn't have allowed it to happen. So who is it for someone to come and try and tell me something about what I got going on or what I'm doing? Now it's different when you're addressing somebody who's ugly to everybody. You have some people who are flat out ugly to everybody. So they're calling people all kinds of names. They're pointing out everybody else's flaws. So guess what? Sometimes people start to call out their flaws too. They start to call out their flaws too. So, I'm not like that. When I see somebody, that's just like if someone's got burn scars or someone's got whatever, whatever. Guess what? I'm not gonna make them feel self-conscious about it. Will it kind of maybe surprise me or shock me? But guess what? Whenever I see somebody with a flaw or a scar or something about them that surprises me, I try to act just as normal as possible, because we're all made in God's image, the way He wanted us to be. So, and we're not going to look exactly the same. We're not going to be the exact same color. We're not going to have the exact same hair texture. Everybody of the same color is not going to have the same hair texture. Everybody's not going to have the same build. Everybody's not going to be considered what most people would say is fine. Everybody's not going to be considered what fat. Something to fat to you may be fine to someone else. Something skinny to you may be fine to someone else. Or something skinny to one person may be fat to the next person. I see so many people who are small that call themselves fat. So you just never know. You have to try to find a happy medium for yourself. You have to accept the fact that you aren't perfect. And if you do think you're perfect, and that gives you a good air about yourself, good, good. Because if you don't, believe me, if you don't think you look good, if you don't think that you're perfect, no one will. But what I'm saying is, don't feel like you have to live up to somebody else's expectations when their expectations of you fall short of their own standards for themselves. A lot of times people's expectations of you fall short of the expectations that they have for themselves, and they see something in themselves that they're not totally happy with. So they call you out. You have some of the most beautiful women in the world that have something that they feel like is a flaw, or they may have a air about themselves where they're confident. I feel like any and everybody should be confident. Are all people confident? No. But even some of the most confident people have felt like they weren't pretty at some point or at some time. And if they haven't, they probably will at some point in the future. So, no matter how you look, if you're skinny Winnie and you're walking amongst all of your friends have that shape that everybody's going to pay for, and some of it's natural now, some of it's not being paid for, but I'm just saying they got the power and the little waist and the power, and you standing there and you're straight up and down. Well, you got to find some confidence in yourself, because believe you me, it's something about you that you should be confident about. Because even those ladies, if nobody told them that they were beautiful, you got to tell yourself. Men, if no one tells you you're handsome, you got to tell yourself. Do you have to be arrogant and cocky with it? A little cockiness is okay. You don't have to be arrogant, but you do have to be confident. I think everybody should be confident, because everybody has an imperfection. Now, sometimes you can't see their imperfection, but everybody has an imperfection, and some people can hide them well. Some people, you may not see them, but sometimes it's not even about the body. Sometimes it's mentally. Sometimes it's mentally. I've heard plenty of men say, "Oh my gosh, that was the finest woman I ever dealt with, but she was crazy as all get out." I've heard women say the same thing. "That was the finest man I ever dealt with, but I couldn't handle it. He was all crazy. He was just crazy. He was crazy as all get out." Jill says, "Child, I'm over here laughing at my darn self." Looney says, "Right. Looney, bro, you still in here? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Y'all, please check out Looney. Please check out Looney Tunes. Check his channel out. Looney Melodies. Looney Melodies. Check him out. Please, please, please do. Like I said earlier, he always supports so many people. And I would appreciate those, those of you who go over there and support him. MIA says, I see a lot in the Mo3 sector, and it's very hilarious. Jill says they got mad because I called them out. Wow. A female from over there blocked you right away because you made fun of her baby daddy. Shaking my head. I didn't even know who her baby daddy was. Oh, okay. And sometimes we do that. Nobody's perfect. We do. We make fun of each other and we shouldn't, or we make fun of people and we shouldn't. But if I make fun of someone and I end up finding out they're close to somebody I rock with, then I'm immediately apologizing. But I tend not to do that. I don't make fun of people. Now I talk about some of the actions that people do. I know y'all know Adrian Slade's Variety or Adrian Slade's. That woman, oh my gosh, the way she talks to her mother, and I don't care how her mother is, and I've been one to say myself that her mother acts just like her mother. You can tell because when they're getting along, they both do the same type of things. But what gets me with her, I don't care what her mother does or how bad her attitude is and how much I can probably say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But when you disrespect your mother, the way that lady disrespects her mother, I have nothing for her. And I can say something. I will say some things. I ain't gonna even lie to you because I tell y'all like I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and I do prosperity. But when I see somebody like that, you can literally get on here like the last holiday, last Thanksgiving, she got on here and talked about her mother's Thanksgiving dinner and showed it to her audience, talked about it, basically dragged her own mother. And now her mother is doing good on YouTube and she still takes shots at her mother. And the first thing she says is that, well, she's my mother. I mean, everybody has a mother, and everybody doesn't get along with their mother all the time. But I don't know many people who will come on a social media platform and do things to embarrass their mother. That's totally different. And that lady, I just can't. I can't with her. I cannot. Jill says, I am loved in my real life, so no one on this app or any other app can't make me feel right, no kind of way. Exactly. 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 Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna keep talking about it. I keep putting them in there because I don't want them thinking we over here doing that because we ain't doing that because I don't know anything about them. Y'all know how people do. You can know nothing about them, and people can be talking about them in the chat, and it's like they get mad at you. Let's see. Jill says, Lines Pride, do you still be over in them places we used to all be? Not if it's the places I'm thinking you mean. A lot of places I don't even see anymore, Jill. And there's a lot of places that I've gone before that you have to feel people out and you have to figure them out. And and you have to learn them and they have to learn you. And it's some things, it's like with me, I have like morals. Not to say nobody else has morals, but what I'm saying is there are certain things that you just don't do that they just aren't right. And I don't know, you can pretty it up any kind of way you want to. Don't do me a wrong and then expect for me to be quiet about it or to just suck it up and like it when I know you wouldn't do certain content creators that same wrong. I've had that happen to me where somebody did something and thought I was supposed to be cool with it. And I was like, nah, that ain't kosher. That's really not kosher. That's not good business. And I was like, okay, what they did was worth everything that they did for me to know not to deal with them on that level in the future. So, some places I don't go. And it's like they literally think that you did them a wrong, but they did you a disservice. That's mind-boggling. Like mind-boggling to me. Yep, her mother's on YouTube now, Jill. Adrian Slade's mother, her name is Queen D. Queen D Cooks. She's doing really well. Actually, her views, she gets more views than Adrian a lot of the times. Of course, Adrian has to find things to talk about with her sister Be Love, her half sister Be Love, to try to come up on views. She tries to mess with Walt and Cindy to come up on views, but she'll even take shots at her own mother for views because she knows that's going to get people talking. So when people are talking, you're going to go over there and check it out and see what she's doing. So yeah, she even takes shots at her own mother. Right, MIA, that's insane. She takes shots at her own mother. Yeah, right, MIA, because I don't want them thinking nothing like that going on here because I don't even know nothing about them. They can what good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know. But I know when you start talking about groups of people, you know, I try to stay away from it. Yeah, Jill says she watched some, but not many. Yeah, you can't deal. I know, Jill. I know. Jill says, "Oh, me neither." Lions Pride I've been back. You been blocked, Jill? I've been. I think you're saying block. Oh, oh, oh! I got you, Jill. I get you. I get you. I forgot. Look, we've been talking so much, running my mouth, girl. We on here talking like we chilling, like we like at poolside chilling or something. Yeah, yeah. I had to I fell back like over a year ago. Over a year ago. Because I was like, even the people that come off, now they'll say that you come off in a way that doesn't portray you, but it's really them. And I'm like, it takes one time, shame on you, two times, shame on me. So, especially with people you really don't know for real, you kind of get a feel or think you know them a little bit until politics, money, and love get involved. Politics, money, and love. Let it be about money. Let it be about politics. Let it be about love, and you'll see a person's true colors. Yeah, Jill, she is. She's very dysfunctional, and I don't like it. I don't like the way she does her mother. Yeah, her mother. Jill says I'm good. Yeah, I like her mother. I do. A lot of people like her mother because at one point it seemed like they were really similar, and maybe that's why they didn't get along. But then the more we watched, it's just I don't care how you and your mother get along. There are just ways that you don't do your mother. You don't disrespect your mother. You just don't disrespect your mother. That's a no. That's like an absolute no to me. You don't disrespect your mother. Right, Jill, right. It's been because it's like I've you fine as wine. It's like it's certain people who are just true blue, and it's certain people who I feel like I can have words with today. We're gonna get that ish straightened out. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna get it straightened out because what it's gonna boil down to was a simple misunderstanding. Or it may boil down to a simple disagreement. But even if after you get your rant out, you get your argument over, or you get your back and forth over and done with, there are some people, just like in your real life, who you realize that, oh, we can get past that and go on. That's no biggie. That's no big thing. So it's certain people that are like that. It's certain people like that in your real life off the app. So there are certain people, there are a few, a very select few that I feel that way about on this app. But other people, they come off as like the all inclusive, happy go lucky. If you good, we good. You chill, we chill. You cool, we cool. But let some politics, money, or love get involved, or even some childish petty because this person don't like you get involved. Then it's like then you see who they truly are, and who they probably truly are in their real lives. So I'm like, nah, nah. Because I know me, and nobody knows you better than you know you. And just like them, I'm sure nobody knows them better than they know them. But people tend to know when they're no good, or people tend to know when they do no good. Don't do me a wrong. That's I try not to do anybody wrong. Like don't do me a wrong because when you do me a wrong, whether it's on an app or in person, that just tells me a lot about you. Now I've had people do me a wrong, but they were man enough or woman enough to suck it up and apologize. Right. And then and it's been times where hell, I may have even apologized, especially if I know they did me wrong and they apologize. I just apologize for this the whole ish going down. Even though I don't feel like I really owe an apology, because my thing is, why be mad or why hold a grudge for somebody you don't even know? Like somebody you probably will never meet. Because that's like I said, there's just a select few that I would probably really just want to say, okay, let's have a meet and greet. Let's meet up. Or if I'm in a particular area, I'm in your area. Let's get together. Let's have lunch. It's like less than five. It's like less than five. It's less than five. And I feel like, I didn't know you before I came on here. So we can just agree to disagree, like you said, Jill. And we can also, if that's not enough, just go our separate ways. Like we didn't know each other before now anyway. We didn't know each other before now anyway. Young MIA says, I have faith some people understand what happens. Yes, yes. Hopefully people will understand what happens. Jill says, I didn't like how they treated my people and I caught the subliminals. Wow. Wow. That's wild. I'm telling you, sometimes like they say it's the ones you least expect. But when you're talking about this app, and especially when you first get on here and the people you first encounter, you really don't know what to expect. You really don't. You really don't know what to expect. The way people turn on people on here, my radar stays up. Yes, yes. And it's best to just treat everybody just the way you would treat a stranger in the shopping center or something. Just hello, how you doing, and keep it moving. But the only thing on here is that you happen to see each other on here a little bit more. So for me, it's just like hello, how you doing, and keep it moving. Like I don't interact much. Like even in your chat, Jill, a lot of times I don't know a lot of the people. So, but the people I do know, I interact with those people, and everybody else, I say hello and speak to them in cordial and welcome them in and keep it moving. Because a lot of times it's not even good to try to know a whole bunch of people. You know, um, if it's Sonya, if it's Chef, Vibrant, certain people I see in your chat, I'll say hello. It's not that I have anything against anybody else because I'll speak to everybody. I welcome everybody in. And then when I go into new content creator chats, like if I see a content creator that's doing something that I like, I'm like, okay. And I feel like I'm comfortable enough to say hello, hi, and get familiar with that chat and get familiar with that content creator. I've still learned that I only want to get so familiar. Like I only want to get so comfortable. I don't want to get too familiar and I don't want to get too comfortable. Jill says, yes, I see you. It's the best way to be, huh? Yep, it is. It's like I'll say hello and, welcome everybody in. And honestly, the comments will probably most likely be directed to you or to those who I do know. Now, if someone comments and talks to me, I talk to them, of course, but I don't, like I said, I don't want to get too comfortable and I don't want to get too relaxed. Now, had it been when I first started, coming on and stuff, I would probably be more open to it. But now that I've been on here a few years, I'm a lot less open to it. I'm a lot less open to it because it's like I say, it'd be the ones you least expect a lot of times. It's just like in your regular day-to-day life. It's the ones you least expect sometimes. Young MIA says it's the people in the clouds that make it awkward. Yeah, yeah. Jill says, I was thinking the reason why you didn't want to judge because you didn't want to email me, but then I dismissed that because we've known each other for too long. Oh yeah, yeah. That wasn't it. What happened? I think okay, because when you did it, I knew when we first talked about it, I wanted to judge, but then my work schedule, it started getting closer to like this time of the year. And sometimes my schedule will change like totally. It'll go from just like maybe an 8 to 4 to a 4 to 12 or a 12 to 8. I try to stay off that 12 to 8. And then sometimes it may go to an 8 to 5. Sometimes it may be a 7 to 3. And then I was getting to the where it was, and sometimes it may change even throughout the week. Within one week, it may be, it depending on how short staffed we are, it may switch up. So I wasn't quite sure. I went from being kind of sure, knowing what my schedule would be, to not being sure at all. So I was like, I don't want to say I'm gonna do it and then back out. And that's why I was taking a while to respond because I was trying to really and truly get my schedule. Let's see. You know I don't talk off of here unless it's something serious. Right, right, exactly. Yep. Yeah, see, I was working late, and actually, some of the days I was working early. Like right now, I'm on a set pattern, but sometimes it just depends on, again, if it's holidays coming up or if it's a lot of vacation time, like in the summer. Sometimes people start trying to get those last minute vacations in, and sometimes just throughout the summer, people are just trying to be off because the kids are off and stuff like that. And so my schedule will start to kind of fluctuate. And I'm glad I said that before, because other people have asked me to do things too. And I'm kind of was like, I want to, but wasn't sure. And then I don't want to hold people up either. Like, I'll just at the end of the day say, go ahead and get someone else, because I don't want to hold people up. But at one point, I used to work just straight day shift. So anything that was going on at night, I could probably do as long as it wasn't too late or going on for too late. And I know Jill be having to get ready for work. So I be like, Jill, now that because that competition went a little long, but it was her first one, and so we didn't really know how long it would go. So I do know that you like to get to work. So I was thinking it wouldn't go too long. So it would have went longer than I expected. But that was the first time. And even though it went long, it was like a really, really good competition. And I was kind of in and out because I was getting ready for work. Um, MIA is laughing. Jill says that's why I rarely check my email and IG DMs because it's not related to business. Right. I don't want to talk about nothing else. Right. If it's not related to business, I don't want to talk about anything else. Nothing, nada, beneath, nothing. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna get off here, y'all. Cause look, I said let's ride and talk. I've probably been sitting over half the time. We've been sitting and talking. I got to keep my ride and talk, but I guess sometimes I'm gonna have to like switch things up and say ride and talk, sit and talk, so we can have us some good conversation, see what's going on. It's the holiday season, and again, if you come across this video, if you haven't subscribed, we're just having conversation over here on mostly a shorts channel. I do wildlife mostly. I do food, and sometimes I just do whatever. I just do anything. I give the wildlife a break. I've been giving it a break. I'm about to get back into that because I love that. That's my favorite thing to do. Um, and I do these lives. I don't have a lot of live panels and things like that because that stuff can get crazy. It can get chaotic. I like to keep it peaceful. I like to keep it calm, and I just like to engage with you guys. I like to watch the chat and see any nuggets that you guys are dropping. I like to drop nuggets. If I can drop a nugget to help you out, I'm glad I did it. If you guys can drop nuggets to help me, I appreciate it, and I'm sure anybody else in the chat appreciates it because I think we need to have more of that on here. I say all the time that I think the premise behind social media platforms was supposed to be positivity, be information, like the information superhighway, just information, education, fun, entertaining, and drama can be entertaining, but a lot of times it seems like people get a little bit personal and the drama can become a bit much. So I just try to stay, as positive as possible, knowing that that you have to work really hard at that sometimes, but that's what I try to do. Right. Mellow conversation, young MIA. Just casual conversation. If it's one person in here talking, cool. If it's two people, cool. Sometimes the thing says zero, cool. If somebody comes across the video, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If we're talking about something and you happen to catch that part and it interests you, leave a comment. If you haven't subscribe, tap my doorbell, hold it down. It's that YouTube notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I do a Let's Walk and Talk live, or I guess a Let's Ride and Talk live, or Let's Sit and Talk live, but mostly Let's Walk and Talk live because that's what I'm really focused on. I'm focused on doing shorts, and I just like to encourage people to move. You don't have to be a superstar athlete. You don't have to be a marathon runner. I just want you to move, to get your joints moving, loosen up. People have things like arthritis, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. They have, just things that go on with their nerves and things like that. And the best thing for that is just to move, to just move. Don't overdo it. Always consult with your healthcare provider. Don't take anything in my videos to be meant as professional advice because I always encourage you all, whether you've been exercising for 100 years or whether you're just starting today, always consult with your healthcare provider, especially if you have, health issues. Always consult with your healthcare provider. I'm sure most of them want you to move around, but they may want to limit it, or they may want you to start off a little bit slow and then work your way up. Jill says, MIA, trust me, I've seen a lot. She's great live lines, pride. I done had my dinner and everything. You about ready for bed, Jill. Young MIA says it's been a good amount of weeks. I don't watch those shenanigans anymore, Jill. I know y'all. You just, a little drama is fun sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm no hypocrite. I watch it. I like it a little bit, but sometimes it's like, man, wow, really, y'all doing that? Like you kind of hate some of the stuff that you see. You like a little drama, but you just kind of hate some of the extent that it goes to. Yes, y'all. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed night, Jill. Thank you again. Thank you, Young MIA. Thank you, Sonya. Thank you, Looney. Looney Melodies came into the building. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Joshua. Y'all check each other out. If you haven't checked each other out, support each other. Give a thumbs up. If you can't watch the entire video, watch as much as you can. Leave a comment, catch a little segment of it and leave a comment. Let them know you came by. Always go back and check every so often to make sure that you're still subscribed to people. Because a lot of times I don't know what it's about, but sometimes you become unsubscribed. So just, don't sweat it. Just go back and resubscribe. And even if it's content that you're not really feeling, Tamika Davis came through. Hey Tamika, thank you for coming through as always. Tamika is always supporting as well. And again, even if it's comment that you don't, Spiky, I forgot about Spiky, y'all. Spiky came through. Triple headed goddess came through. Thank you, God. If I missed anybody, it was not intentional. I'm gonna do a shout out on my community wall saying to support. So, again, don't let bother people bother you in these YouTube streets, in your real life, at work, at church. People will try and bother you anywhere. Don't let them bother you, okay? Don't let stressed out people stress you out. Don't leave this app or any place you go with more stress than you went with, more stress than you entered. If you walked in the door stressed out, walk back out that door, but make sure you don't have any more stress than you had when you first went in. If it's starting to stress you out to that degree, you need to turn around real quick and go back out. Again, like I said, we all like a little drama sometimes, but just know how far to go and just, keep it nice, keep it peaceful, keep it pleasant. And y'all have a great night. Peace out, the young MIA. I appreciate you. Jill says I do still watch drama. I ain't gonna lie. I know, Jill. It's funny sometimes. Sometimes it's funny. It's humorous. It's hilarious. I just hate it when it goes like a little bit far. That's it. But hey, we all human. We like drama. The world likes drama. That's why you got soap operas. That's why you got dramatic movies and stuff like that. But it's just that it gets a little hurtful when it comes to people's real lives. So on that note, y'all, thank you for hanging in here with me for an hour and 53 minutes. I appreciate you, each and every one of you. Peace, positivity, prosperity. Bye, y'all.